Run. Melos. Osamu Dazai. Melos burned with rage. He swore he must overthrow that cunning and tyrannical king. Melos knew nothing of politics. He was a shepherd from a village. He played the flute and spent his days with his sheep. But he was more sensitive than anyone to evil. Before dawn he left his village, crossed fields and mountains, and came to the city of Syracuse about 40 kilometers away. Melos had no father or mother. He had no wife. He lived with his shy 16-year-old sister. She was soon to marry a steady shepherd from the village. The wedding day was near. For that reason, Melos had come all the way to the city to buy the bridal clothes and food for the feast. He first gathered those things, then wandered along the main street of the capital. Melos had a friend from boyhood, Selinuntius. He now worked here in Syracuse as a stonecutter. Melos planned to visit him. He was happy at the thought, for they had not met in a long time. As he walked, the town seemed strange. It was too quiet. Night had already fallen, so the darkness itself was natural, but the stillness felt like more than night. The whole city seemed oddly desolate. Even easygoing Melos began to feel uneasy. He grabbed a young man in the road and asked,
"Has something happened? 2 years ago when I came here, people sang even at night, and the city was lively."
The youth only shook his head and said nothing. After a while, Melos met an old man. This time he asked more firmly. The old man did not answer. Melos took him by the shoulders and pressed him again. At last the old man spoke, in a low voice as if afraid to be heard.
"The king kills people.
Why does he kill them?"
He says they harbor evil thoughts, but no one carries such evil in his heart."
Has he killed many?
Yes. First the king's sister's husband, then his own heir, then his sister, then his sister's child, then the queen, then the wise minister Alexis.
I am shocked. Is the king mad?
No, not mad. He says he cannot trust anyone. Lately he even suspects his retainers, and anyone living a little too grandly is ordered to present a hostage. If you refuse, you are crucified. 6 were killed today.
Hearing this, Melos flared with anger.
What a foolish king. He must not be left alive.
Melos was a simple man. With his purchases still on his back, he plodded straight into the royal castle. At once the patrol officers seized him. When a dagger was found in his pocket, the commotion grew, and Melos was brought before the king. "What did you plan to do with this dagger? Speak," the tyrant Dionysius asked quietly, yet with authority. His face was pale, and the furrow between his brows was carved as if with a chisel.
To save the city from the tyrant,"
Melos answered without flinching.
"You."
The king gave a pitying smile.
"Poor fool. You cannot understand my solitude."
"Do not say that."
Melos shot back, bristling.
"To doubt the hearts of others is the most shameful vice. You even doubt the loyalty of your people."
"It was you who taught me that suspicion is the proper stance."
The tyrant murmured calmly, then sighed.
"The human heart cannot be trusted. Man is a bundle of selfish desire. Do not trust. I too desire peace."
Ha! For what peace? To keep your throne?
Melos now laughed in scorn.
You kill the innocent. What peace is that?
Silence, baseborn.
The king snapped his head up in reply.
With the mouth one can say anything pure. To me, the innermost parts of men are transparent. When you are fixed to the cross, do not think I will heed your tears and pleas.
Ah, you are clever, King. Keep your vanity. I am ready to die. I will never beg for my life. Only
He dropped his gaze to his feet and hesitated a moment.
if you would show me mercy. Grant me 3 days before the execution. I want to give my only sister a husband. Within 3 days I will hold the wedding in my village and return here without fail.
Fool.
The tyrant laughed, low, hoarse.
What nonsense. Does a bird you loose ever fly back?
Yes, I will return.
Melos insisted with all his might.
I keep my promises. Allow me only 3 days. My sister is waiting for me. If you cannot trust me, then fine. There is a stonecutter in this city named Selinuntius, my dearest friend. I will leave him here as a hostage. If I run away and do not return by sunset on the 3rd day, strangle my friend. I beg you, do this.
Hearing this, the king secretly smiled cruelly. Insolent wretch. He will not come back. I will pretend to be deceived and let him go, then kill the substitute on the 3rd day. With a sorrowful face I will crucify him, to show those so-called honest men what people are really like.
I grant your request. Call for the substitute. On the 3rd day return before sunset. If you are late, I will surely kill the substitute. Better yet, come a little late. Then I shall pardon your crime forever.
What are you saying?
If your life matters, come late. I know your heart.
Melos in vexation stamped the floor. He no longer wished to speak. Selinuntius, Melos's friend since childhood, was summoned to the royal castle at midnight. Before the tyrant Dionysius, the good friends met again for the first time in 2 years. Melos told his friend everything. Selinuntius nodded in silence and held him tight. Between friends, that was enough. They bound Selinuntius with ropes. Melos set out at once. Early summer, the sky was full of stars. That night he did not sleep. He hurried on and on along the road, about 40 kilometers, and reached the village the next morning, when the sun was already high and the villagers were in the fields at work. His 16-year-old sister was keeping watch over the flock in his place. Seeing her brother stagger toward her exhausted, she was startled, and she pelted him with questions.
It is nothing.
Melos tried to smile.
I left some business in the city. I must go back at once. Tomorrow we will hold your wedding. Sooner is better.
His sister blushed.
Are you happy? I bought you a fine dress. Go now and tell everyone in the village that the wedding is tomorrow.
Melos tottered on again, went home, adorned the god's altar, set out the feast, then soon collapsed onto his bed and fell into a sleep so deep he scarcely seemed to breathe. He woke at night. He rose at once and went to the groom's house and asked him to hold the wedding tomorrow because of certain circumstances. The shepherd groom was startled. That will not do. We have nothing prepared. Wait until the grape season.
I cannot wait, Melos pressed. Please, make it tomorrow.
The groom was stubborn. He would not agree. They argued until dawn, and at last Melos soothed him, coaxed him, and won him over. The wedding was held at noon. As the bride and groom finished their vows to the gods, black clouds covered the sky. Drops began to fall, and soon it was raining in torrents. The villagers at the feast felt an ill omen, yet each lifted their spirits, endured the stifling heat in the small house, sang merry songs, and clapped their hands. Melos, too, joy bright on his face, for a while even forgot his promise to the king. As night came on, the feast grew wilder and brighter, and no one cared about the downpour outside. Melos thought, I want to stay here like this forever. I want to live all my life with these good people. But my body is not my own now. It cannot be. He steeled himself and resolved at last to depart. There was still ample time before sunset tomorrow. He would snatch a short sleep and set out at once. By then the rain would likely ease. He wanted to linger here, even a little longer. Even a man like Melos has a heart that clings. He went to the bride, who seemed dazed, drunk with joy.
Congratulations. I am exhausted, so let me sleep a little. When I wake, I will go to the city at once. I have important business. Do not feel lonely. You have a kind husband now, even if I am not here. What your brother hates most is doubting others and telling lies. You know that. Keep no secrets from your husband. That is all I want to say. Your brother is probably a worthy man, so keep your pride as his sister.
The bride nodded, as if in a dream. Then he patted the groom's shoulder.
Neither of us had time to prepare. As for treasure in my house, there is only my sister and the sheep. Nothing else. All are yours. And one more thing. Be proud to be Melos's brother.
The groom rubbed his hands, embarrassed. Melos smiled, bowed to the villagers, left the banquet, crawled into the sheep pen and slept as if dead. He woke at first light. He sprang up. Good heavens, have I overslept? No, there is still time. If I set out now, I can reach the appointed hour. Today I will show that king that true faith abides in men. I will mount the cross with a smile. Leisurely he began to dress. The rain seemed to have eased. He was ready. He swung both arms wide and ran into the rain, swift as an arrow. Tonight I will be killed. I run in order to be killed. I run to save the friend who stands in my place. I run to shatter the king's conniving malice. I must run, and then I will be killed. Guard your honor from youth. Farewell, my homeland. Young Melos was in pain. Many times he nearly stopped. Shouting, "Hup, hup," to scold himself, he ran. He left the village, crossed the fields, slipped through the woods. By the time he reached the next village, the rain had ceased. The sun had climbed high, and the heat began. He wiped the sweat from his brow with his fist. I have come far enough. No more lingering ties to home. My sister and her husband will surely make a good pair. I should have nothing to weigh on my mind. If I reach the castle straight away, that is enough. There is no need to rush so hard. I will walk a while. His easy nature returned. He began to sing a little song in a clear voice. He strolled on for several kilometers, then a few more. When he was about halfway along the road, disaster sprang up. Look at the river ahead. Yesterday's deluge flooded the mountain springs. The muddy torrent swelled and gathered downstream, smashed the bridge in a single rush, and the roaring current flung the timbers to splinters. He stood there, dumbfounded. He looked about, called out at the top of his voice, but every boat had been swept away, and no ferryman was in sight. The water rose higher and spread like a sea. Melos crouched on the bank, wept like a man, and lifted his hands to Zeus in prayer.
Still this raging flood. Time is slipping away with every moment. The sun is already at noon. If I cannot reach the castle before it sets, that good friend will die for me.
The torrent seemed to mock his cry and raged all the more. Waves swallowed waves, coiled and reared, and time ebbed away moment by moment. Now Melos steeled himself. There is nothing for it but to swim. O gods, bear witness. Now I will show the power of love and faith that yields not to the flood. He plunged into the current with a splash. Against waves writhing like 100 great serpents, he fought for his life. Pouring all his strength into his arms, he tore through the onrush and whirl and drag. Perhaps the gods took pity. Swept along, he managed to clutch the trunk of a tree on the far bank. Thank heaven. He shook himself like a horse and hurried on. Not a single moment could be wasted. The sun was already leaning west. Breathing hard, he climbed the pass. Just as he topped it and drew a breath, a band of brigands sprang out before him.
Stop. What are you doing? I must reach the castle before sunset. Let me pass.
Not a chance. Leave everything you carry.
I have nothing but my life. That one life I am about to give the king.
It is that life we want.
So, the king ordered you to lie in wait for me.
The brigands said nothing, but all at once raised their clubs. Melos bent in a flash, leapt like a bird at the nearest man, snatched his club and cried,
"Forgive me, but this is for justice."
With a fierce blow he felled 3 at once. While the rest faltered, he ran straight down the pass. He raced down in one burst, but at last fatigue took him. The scorching afternoon sun beat straight upon him. Dizziness washed over him again and again. He steadied himself, staggered a few steps, and his knees buckled. He could not rise. He looked up to the sky and wept in bitter frustration. Ah, Melos who swam the flood, who struck down 3 brigands, fleet as the wind, and broke through to here. True hero, Melos. To be spent and unable to move now is shameful. Your beloved friend must die only because he trusted you. You are a rare traitor, just as the king thinks. He scolded himself, but his whole body had gone slack. He could not creep forward even like a caterpillar. He flopped onto the grass by the road. When the body is worn out, the spirit fails with it. A mood unfit for a hero nested in a corner of his heart. I have tried this hard. I never meant to break my promise. By the gods, I have done my utmost. I ran until I could not move. I am not a faithless man. Ah, if only I could split my breast and show you my crimson heart that beats on nothing but love and faith. But at this crucial hour my strength is spent. I am a wretched man. They will laugh at me. My family will be mocked. I have deceived my friend. To fall midway is the same as never starting at all. Ah, enough. Perhaps this is my fixed fate. Selinuntius, forgive me. You always trusted me. I did not deceive you. We were truly good friends. Never once did a cloud of doubt dwell in either of our hearts. Even now you are waiting for me, trusting. I know you are. Thank you, Selinuntius. Thank you for believing in me. The thought is unbearable. The faith between friends is the proudest treasure on earth. Selinuntius, I ran. I never meant to deceive you. Believe me. I hurried and came this far. I broke through the flood. I slipped out of the brigand's ring and flew down the pass. Only I could have done it. Ask no more of me. Leave me be. It is all the same. I have lost. I am shameful. Laugh at me. The king whispered that I should come a little late. If I came late, he would kill the hostage and spare me. I despised his baseness. Yet now I am doing as he said. I will arrive late. He will chuckle to himself and let me go. If that happens, I will suffer worse than death. I will be a traitor forever. the most dishonored of men. Selinuntius, I will die too. Let me die with you. You at least will trust me, or is even that only my conceit? Ah, shall I live on as a villain instead? My house is in the village. There are sheep. My sister and her husband will not drive me out. Justice, faith, love. When you think of it, they are foolish things. Kill others and live yourself. Is that not the rule of the human world? Ah, all of it is absurd. I am an ugly traitor. Do as you please. I am finished. He sprawled out his limbs and dozed into a faint sleep. Suddenly he heard the soft burbling of water. He lifted his head, held his breath, and listened. It seemed water was flowing right at his feet. He struggled up and saw clear spring water welling briskly from a crack in the rock, whispering as it rose. Drawn to the spring, Melos bent down, scooped water in both hands and drank. A long sigh escaped him, and it felt as if he had awakened from a dream. I can walk. Go. As his body recovered, a small hope was born. Hope to fulfill his duty. Hope to guard his honor at the cost of his life. The slanting sun cast red light on the leaves, so leaves and branches shone as if aflame. There was still time before sunset. Someone is waiting for me. Someone is trusting and calm, without the slightest doubt. I am trusted. My life is no matter. This is no time to speak lightly of dying to apologize. I must answer that trust. That alone matters now. Run, Melos. I am trusted. I am trusted. That devilish whisper a moment ago was only a dream. A bad dream. Forget it. When the innards are exhausted, such bad dreams come unbidden. Melos, it is no shame of yours. You are still a true hero. You have risen and can run again. How grateful I am. I can die as a man of justice. Ah, the sun is sinking. Sinking fast. Wait for me, Zeus. I have been an honest man since birth. Let me die still an honest man. Shoving aside passers-by, knocking them away, Melos ran like a black wind. He burst straight through the midst of a feast in a field, startled the revelers, kicked a dog aside, leapt a brook, and ran 10 times faster than the slowly setting sun. As he flashed past a band of travellers, he caught a snatch of ominous talk. By now that man will be on the cross. That man. For that man I am running like this. He must not be allowed to die. Hurry, Melos. Do not be late. Show them now the power of love and truth. Never mind your appearance. By now Melos was almost naked. He could hardly breathe. Twice, 3 times, blood spurted from his mouth. He could see it now. Far off, small in the distance, the towers of Syracuse. The towers glittered in the evening sun. Ah, Master Melos. A groaning voice came on the wind.
Who is it?
Melos asked as he ran. I am Philostratus, a disciple of your friend Selinuntius, cried the young stonecutter running behind him. It is no use. Stop running. You cannot save him now.
No. The sun has not yet set.
Right now they are about to execute him. You are too late. I resent it. If only you had come a little sooner.
No. The sun has not yet set.
With his chest about to burst, Melos stared only at the great red sun. There was nothing for it but to run. Stop. Stop running. Now your own life is what matters. He believed in you. Even when led to the place of execution, he was calm. Though the king mocked him again and again, he said only, "Melos will come," and held firm in his belief.
That is why I run. Because I am believed in, I run. Whether I make it or not is not the question. Human life is not the question. I am running for something far greater and more fearsome. Come with me, Philostratus.
Then you must be mad. So run as hard as you can. Perhaps you may yet be in time. Run. There is nothing more to say. The sun has not yet set. Pouring out his last strength, Melos ran. His head was empty. He thought of nothing. He was dragged on by a vast, nameless force. The sun wavered down to the horizon. As the last shard of afterglow was about to vanish, Melos swept into the execution ground like a gale. He was in time.
Wait! Do not kill that man! Melos has returned. As promised, I am here now.
He meant to shout to the crowd, but only a faint rasp came from his crushed throat. No one noticed his arrival. The stake for the crucifixion already stood high. Selinuntius, bound with ropes, was slowly being hoisted. Seeing that, Melos summoned a final courage. As he had swum the torrent, he tore through the crowd, shoving and forcing his way.
It is I, executioner. I am the one to be killed. I am Melos. I who took him as hostage am here.
Hoarse, he cried with all he had, clambered up onto the scaffold, and bit fast to his friends' feet as they rose. The crowd roared. "Bravo! Forgive him!" they shouted from every side. The ropes of Selinuntius were loosed.
Selinuntius,
Melos said, eyes brimming with tears.
Strike me. Hit my cheek with all your strength. On the way I once fell into a dark dream. If you do not strike me, I am not worthy even to embrace you. Strike me.
Selinuntius nodded, as if he understood everything. And with a crack that rang across the execution ground, he struck Melos on the right cheek. Then he smiled gently and said,
"Melos, strike me. Hit my cheek just as loudly. In these 3 days I once, only for a moment, doubted you. For the first time since I was born, I doubted you. If you do not strike me, I cannot embrace you."
Melos swung his arm and struck Selinuntius on the cheek. "Thank you, my friend," they said together. They clung to each other and then wept aloud for joy. From the crowd, sobbing could be heard. King Dionysius, who had been watching the two intently from behind the crowd, at last stepped quietly toward them. His face flushed as he said,
Your wish is granted. You have won my heart. Faithfulness is not an empty delusion. Please let me join you. Grant my request and make me one of your company."
A cheer burst from the crowd. "Long live the king!" A young girl offered a scarlet cloak to Melos. Melos was at a loss, but his good friend took the hint and told him,
"Melos, you are stark naked. Put on that cloak at once. This kind young lady cannot bear to have everyone looking at you like that."
The hero blushed deeply. Thank you for listening until the end. For anyone who loves Japanese literature, or just wants calm readings to help with focus, relaxation, or sleep, this channel is for you. Please like the video and subscribe.